What's up, Powerlifting Nation? Today we have an exciting one. We are going to be talking about Ade Omisakin versus Joe Borenstein. These are two of the best 83s in the world right now. I would put Taylor Atwood in that group as well as the top 83s currently, but Taylor isn't going to be competing at the World Championships as Joe is going. But there is going to be a battle at the World Championships. Obviously, Joe Borenstein is looking very, very strong. He's looking kind of undefeatable right now. Obviously, he did that 900 kg total and it looked very smooth. I think that his top end is 900 and maybe 13 kg, which is, of course, an 11 times bodyweight total. He would be the first 83 kg to do this. However, Ade Omisakin is looking strong. Just today, he posted a crazy deadlift set. This was 325 kg for 7 reps. And the thing is, it looks so easy. I think he could have done maybe 9 reps, which is crazy for a massive number, over 700 pounds. However, this is very significant because it shows that Ade's top end could be massive. Obviously, at Sheffield, Ade famously attempted 380.5 kg. This would have been the attempt to beat Russell Orhe. However, unfortunately, at the very top of the lift, he just about locked it out, I think, but then he lost balance. However, the way it moved very, very easily. I think he was surprised with how easily it moved. However, I think that if he can execute after seeing this set, I wouldn't be surprised if he could deadlift 390 kg. Some people in the comments under this video were even saying that he could deadlift 400 kg. But I think 390 kg is more realistic. However, if he can deadlift 390 kg, that is going to really help him in his battle against Joe Borenstein at the World Championships, because he really needs every kilogram that he can get. What do I think his squat and bench will be? Well, he did 302.5 kg at the European Championships, and I think that his top end is around 310 kg. At the European Championships a couple of months ago, he also did a bench press of 187.5 kg, and I think his top end is around 190, maybe 192.5 kg. And so this gives him a top end total of around 890 kg, maybe slightly more. And so right now I would say that Joe Borenstein is clearly stronger. He clearly has a top end greater than Ade's top end. However, Ade could sneak in there, and I would say there's 3 ways that Ade could win the World Championship. So first of all, there are 9 weeks, I think, until the World Championships in Germany, and that is more than enough time for Ade to increase one of his lifts significantly, or he could increase each of his lifts by a little bit, and that could be enough to close the gap between him and Joe. And then the second reason is that maybe Joe Borenstein will hold a lot of fatigue from the Powerlifting American Nationals. Obviously, he did a crazy performance, and with that performance, sometimes a lot of fatigue can be generated. And this fatigue could result in Joe Borenstein not being able to replicate his 900 kg total at the World Championships. Now, I doubt that is going to be the case because he actually didn't go to his very top end. And I think that if you look at his training, I think he's used to being at the top end. But there is a chance that he has too much fatigue. He's not able to perform on the day of the World Championships, and Ade could just sneak in there. And then the third way that Ade could win is if Joe Borenstein obviously maybe gets too overly ambitious and misses a couple or one of his attempts, and then Ade could, if he executes, go in there and beat Joe Borenstein. So those are the 3 ways I could see Ade beating Joe. However, obviously I would say Joe Borenstein is the favourite right now. However, it is going to be a battle, and I think it's a good thing that Ade is looking strong, because first of all, I think it's going to motivate Joe, and that's going to help him continue to break the limits of what we think is possible in the 83 kg class. And if Ade can continue to progress like he has been progressing in the last few years and is able to catch up with Joe Borenstein and get to his level, we could see a very exciting battle between these two for years to come. Joe is only, I think, 22 years old right now, so he's going to continue progressing for a long time. And Ade, I think he's only 25 years old, and so he could continue to progress for a long time. So it's going to be exciting to see where these guys end up at the World Championships. Like I said, my money is on Joe, but Ade could sneak in there. We need to continue to watch his training because he might surprise us. But that's it for today's video. It's just a short one. Go and subscribe because, like I said, I'm going to be releasing the Rondell Hunt documentary when we hit 1,000 subscribers. Check out RP10 at rp10.shop. I will see you guys in the next one. Leave a like. Goodbye.